question that the Saints, the victory by the New Orleans Saints, lifted our spirits. I mean, there's nobody in Louisiana, nobody on the Gulf Coast that did not root for the Who Dat team. I mean, it simply came to symbolize our own long journey and struggle in the aftermath of Katrina, trying to get back on our feet, to come back home, to rebuild. And some of you might not remember, but several of our fellow citizens died at the Superdome, waiting for their government to come and save them. 1,400 Americans died during the storm. 1,400 people did not have to die. Some of them simply were abandoned, many of them forgotten, some of them waited for days, my own family. Several members, it took days before I knew they were rescued. So when you talk about Hurricane Katrina and her evil twin, nasty sister who came 2 weeks later, Rita, you talk about a storm that caused great catastrophic damage across the state of Louisiana, and 200,000 homes destroyed, 80,000 businesses and schools and libraries. I mean, you name it, it was a total and complete failure of government. So the rebuilding process has been long, it's been difficult, and many families, including my own, they're still in the process of rebuilding. I mean, the roof is back up, but they're still trying to figure out how they can get, this and that replaced, because they have to get new plumbing, new piping, new electricity, you name it. I mean, they're starting from scratch. So the Saints was pretty uplifting. I went home for Mardi Gras, my first Mardi Gras since the storm. And the reason why I wanted to wait, because I would not go home and celebrate until my family could get back home. Very important to me. Family is very important.
People didn't understand that weren't from Louisiana, so, the family connections. I mean, I know folks from Louisiana, and there was this thing where they just felt like they could not leave unless everybody could leave. You could not leave Grandma, you couldn't leave Auntie, everybody was leaving or nobody was leaving.
That in families, we all know about family, but even in my own family, my dad is 79, he was 75, and he wouldn't leave. He would never leave. He's only left the state twice in his life, once to serve his country in Korea, and when he was forced to leave because of Hurricane Katrina. But he didn't voluntarily go. I mean, my brothers tried to get him to go, my older sister tried to get him to go, but my dad had, one of my siblings, Sheila, was in an assisted living facility about a block away. And he could not rescue Sheila. He refused to leave until he could get his daughter out of that facility. Unfortunately, our government would not rescue people in those facilities. So I had to go on national TV and give out her address, and the addresses of other people I knew who were stuck in nursing homes, senior citizens' homes. I'm not supposed to get angry anymore when I talk about Katrina, but it still bothers me that, I was told by FEMA officials, we used to call them federal employees missing in action. But I was told that they were not a priority because they were clearly trying to get the people off the streets and get the people out of the convention center and the Superdome. And so, but my dad wouldn't leave, and then my sister Ziola, who lived next door to my dad, wouldn't leave my daddy, which meant Ziola, her husband, and her child. So it was a whole package of people. They wouldn't leave because we're like the gumbo, we're like the root, we stick together. We don't split up. And so to see people come back home and to celebrate, and they have a reason to celebrate and a reason to feel good,